I'm in Scotland at the home of the Scottish FA to talk to the man who's guided Scotland to the 1998 World Cup finals, manager Craig Brown. Fantastic qualification. What were your own personal feelings when that whistle went and you knew you were through?
Well, I think my feelings were very pleasing because we've got a terrific support, as you would see, and as everyone knows. So therefore, they're expecting us to get, and they're hoping that we get there. And when it was finally clinched, we all felt very, very happy, particularly for the fans, also for the players, in particular some of the older players. I'm not going to name the older players, but they feel it's their last chance to get to a World Cup finals. They were all out to get there and they achieved it, and I'm very pleased for them.
How long does the moment last though? Because you work and work and work for a moment like that, but it is only a moment, and when it's gone, do your thoughts immediately turn to where you go next?
That's right, you've hit the nail right on the head, because it's a wee bit of an anticlimax. You're 14, 15 months playing qualifying games, and when the moment does come, I read somewhere, I think it was Sidney Sheldon, one of the books, when you get there is no there, and it's a wee bit like that.
There have been times in the past when the Scottish fans have said, we're in the World Cup finals, we'll probably win it now. So if you get to the finals next summer with your squad intact, what do you think would represent reasonable success for Scotland?
Well, I think a lot depends on the draw, and I feel against most European teams we can cope because we do well defensively. We don't try to go out and play defensively, but I think we're quite organised in that regard. So if we get the best of Europe, I think we can cope. But the unknown teams, the African nations, worry me slightly. Maybe the South Americans, if we get a Brazil or an Argentina, Colombia, they present a problem. I'm optimistic that we'll first of all get to the next stage, the last 16, and who knows, if we get a favourable draw and we hit form, we could maybe get to the last 8.
Will you enjoy it, or will you be a bag of nerves? Because some managers look as though every minute is misery. Others look as though, this is fun, better than working.
Well, I think you look at me, I think this is better than working. Yeah, I think it's great. And I say to the players as well, this is better than working for them. You're getting paid for getting kept fit, so you enjoy it, and enjoy it when you've got the opportunity. And at my age, I certainly do enjoy the big tournaments. And I've been lucky since 1986 to have been involved in quite a number of big European Championship tournaments, World Cup tournaments, both at senior level and with our younger teams. So these are great events, and the players will be told, enjoy yourselves, because this will be a memory which will last forever.
As the Scotland manager, you don't get a day-to-day contact that a club manager would have with your players. What sort of problems does that give you?
Well, obviously, when they meet, you could be starting from scratch, but we've got a system, a playing system, which is fairly standard, and except in exceptional circumstances, we play the same way most times. So it's a maintenance job when they come, and we keep as far as possible to the same squad. I don't disturb the squad too much unless we have to. Now, sometimes you've got to react to an injury, or you have to be proactive and drop a player or a player or two. Now, I do that if necessary. But when they come, we've got a 4 or 5 day preparation period. Now, in our case, it's mainly a topping up of maybe some new set pieces, but it's a maintenance programme. They know they know our objectives, they know our team strategy. We've got to look at the opposition, of course, that's an additional factor. But we find that I like a short, concentrated spell so that they peak at the right time, not a long, drawn out, what are we doing this afternoon kind of thing.
The players you want to work with next summer have got to go through the demands and rigours of a full league season at a time that you're hoping they're going to be fit and raring to go at the end of that season. So is it a bit of a nail-biter for you, that one?
Yeah, it is, because we've always had call-offs. Now, I recall, and I'm sure your listeners or your viewers in England will remember, my first experience with the Scottish team was when I was really privileged. Alex Ferguson phoned me in 1986 when he was the manager of the national team going to Mexico, and he asked me if I would join the staff, and I thought, well, that was a great thing for me, because I was managing a first division team here in Scotland. So it was a terrific accolade for Alec, a man of his stature, to invite me. But I remember then, and it sticks all those years since, we're 12 years on, I remember that unfortunately we'd built our hopes on doing well in Mexico, and Kenny Dalglish called off just at the last minute. He had an injury, and Steve Archibald had been injured most of the previous season at Barcelona, but got himself fit, and Alec brought Archibald in. But the injury, just what you were saying there, the whole season can have take its toll on players, and that happened to Kenny. So our best player, arguably, I think no, not arguably, definitely our
Fantastic
best
player.
could not go. Football's been